and forecast storms in the Western Pacific, there's an added challenge here that you don't get in the Atlantic or the Eastern Pacific, and that is the lack of sufficient and consistent typhoon reconnaissance. And what I mean by that is typhoon hunters. Actually, the last time we had consistent storm-by-storm basis typhoon recon was back in 1987 with the closure of the 54th Weather Squadron based in Guam. That was part of the U.S. Air Force. Now, this squadron is actually responsible for some of the lowest pressure readings inside tropical systems in recorded history, including Typhoon Tip, which still holds the record as the lowest pressure ever recorded inside a tropical storm. Now, of course, this was very useful in tracking typhoons during its time and definitely was vital out here in the Western Pacific for nearly half a century. Now, in 2010, a C-130 did make a short return to the Western Pacific here, but its mission really showed how vital typhoon reconnaissance really is out here. Now, that plane actually flew inside Typhoon Megi and recorded a record low pressure for a landfalling storm system in the Philippines. I know Typhoon Haiyan was actually stronger based on satellite imagery, but this was based on official records. And it really shows how vital typhoon reconnaissance is to this part of the world. Now, that was just a one-time deal. It was actually with ITOPT, a research mission, which really stands for the impact of typhoons in the ocean in the Pacific. So just a one-time deal. And since then, the only other recon we have had out here in the Western Pacific was out of Taiwan with their aircraft, but they never fly into eyes, really just fly around the outside of storm systems in the upper levels to get the general steering flow. The good news, this could be changing in the near future, though. The Japan Meteorological Agency has teamed up with research teams from the Nagoya University and also the University of the Ryukus to work together and make some aircraft recon a real thing. They have bought a Learjet that is now likely going to be stationed in Okinawa. It is equipped with drop sounds, that basically a hole in the bottom of the aircraft so they can drop that equipment out of the bottom. Now, drop sounds, these are a special type of equipment specifically used with the hurricane hunters in the Atlantic, but it's basically a reverse of a weather balloon going down through the atmosphere and measuring the pressure, temperature, and winds inside a storm. And this is absolutely vital and useful when we're talking about typhoons. Now, flights are expected to start in 2017 and continue through 2020. It may get extended if the money is there and if the mission is still needed for research and for typhoon forecasting purposes. Now, due to the small size of the aircraft compared to its cousin, the C-130, which is used out of Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, that plane is a beast. This is more of a Learjet size, so the likelihood of this flying into significant and potent typhoon eye walls is likely very low. But with an interview actually on NHK, I'll put the link down below, they stated they're going to try to get as close as possible to the center of the storm on these flights as safety permits. So in some of the weaker ones, it might be able to get to the center and relay what the lowest pressure is. Definitely, at the very least, that is significantly useful. Now, I've said before, the information gathered with these flights is primarily going to be used for research purposes, and that's why I think that the information in some of the initial flights might be limited as far as being available to the public. But since JMA is involved with this as well as universities, it does look like they are probably going to be getting some information that will be useful during nowcasting and forecasting of typhoons. Not only the track, but also the strength. Now, intensity forecasting, definitely a big bullet point with the agency, not only because forecasting the strength of typhoons is probably one of the harder parts of the forecasting process, but also because in recent years we have seen a surge in extra strong super typhoons out here in the Western Pacific. Many people actually arguing it could have made a massive difference if we had in the moment recon during Typhoon Haiyan in 2013. So this is just another reason why the announcement now that we likely will be getting in the moment Typhoon Recon in 2017 is just going to be make an amazing difference out here in the Western Pacific. So it's great news. If you have any questions, though, please let me know down below. This is just some of the initial information coming in with this. If you like this video, hit the like button. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there.